Why are your notes so nice?
What you mean?
It's like you've got like a whole setup. I'm so gagged. I feel like a porn star sometimes. Like I'm Dickens, like porn star vibe. I feel like, well, doesn't this make me yellow? I was just about to say yellow.
Ooh, you're a geisha.
I told you.
Woo! Woo! Like, you gotta beat that mug! Beat!
Are you ready?
I've been ready!
Let's do this.
Let's get into this.
Hi, and welcome back to the channel!
Welcome.
And you are turning into Not So
Radio!
And today we'll be reviewing Rupaul'S Drag Race Season 11, Episode
2.
Okay, so the last time...
How do you like my look, by the way?
Okay,
I'm giving you reporter, news reporter, I'm giving you weatherman, I'm giving you heat, a lot of it, but they don't know.
It's Fred is hot and you're glowing.
And my armpits are doing abdominals. But let's get into it.
Okay, so a lot of things happened in this episode. We got off to Soju's elimination. She's out of the competition.
Bye, sis.
Listen, are they trying to Vanjie the sister situation now?
It wasn't that memorable enough for it to be a
I know, but I feel like they are pushing for this.
Yes.
They are pushing this situation. Like you're trying it. So anyway, the girls got around and they're talking, blah 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 blah, the normal stuff. And Ru pops up. We get to the mini challenge where it's all about photobombing.
The best challenge ever. So we got into the photobomb challenge, and it was a little, but the ones that stood out, were there any favorites for you this time around?
No, except for the fact that Silky Ganache was naked.
Ooh, there was a lot of Silky, and I love my big girls and everything, but woo, she did the most.
So we move straight into Scarlett whining
In her fields.
She did not get picked.
Because someone's in, I think it was Brooklyn that was feeling their oats, and you're not allowed to feel your oats too much because there might be other oats that might be felt in the room if you feel too much of your
I
oats.
didn't get that because I'm pretty sure that if she won a challenge, she would also feel
your
her oats. So,
you're allowed to feel your oats if you win a challenge.
yeah, she was just being unnecessarily moody.
And she misused the oats line in my mind.
Well, you were not living for it, right?
No,
I'm sorry.
Ooh, we just got the breeze, darling.
There was a breeze that just went. And Heike just went.
It crept up my back, girl.
Especially because you're wearing that full-on jersey.
Listen, I'm committing to the look, and these people need to know that we're here to look good.
Plastic Tiara really woke up this episode.
You think?
She really woke up this episode.
What are your receipts?
My receipts are... Plastique is the type of girl who she doesn't like to try too much to be in the spotlight. She gets the criteria and she's like, this is what I have to do and
this is how I'm going to shine.
That's it.
This is how far I'm going to shine.
Unlike,
to get
for
myself
example,
past.
Silky, who's always pushing forward.
A narrative, pushing for a storyline.
She's just there to do the challenge and to do the best that she can.
Yeah.
And I see that and I'm starting to realize that will it get her far into the competition? I don't know.
So there was a little bit of tension as well. Just after the mini challenge, the girls started getting into groups. Groups were chosen, and we had Team Silky, and we also had Team
Brooklyn. In Team Brooklyn, we have Nina West, Raja O'Hara, Plastique, Ariel, Brooklyn, Honey Davenport, and Sugarcane. What do you think about that team?
Sugarcane. It's good to always have a mix in your team, and I felt like both teams were equally mixed in terms of their drag.
Brooklyn, for me, like she said in the episode, she decided to take queens who have something to bring to the challenge, and I feel like that's how you should pick teams and challenges. It shouldn't be about friends or about...
Or I'm throwing you under the bus.
Yeah, it should literally be always about what's going to make me win, who is going to help me win. And that's what Brooklyn did, and she decided to choose the people with personality. I mean, she had Honey Davenport, and Honey Davenport did a really, really good job, I think. And then we have Silky's team.
Before we get to Silky's team, I was noticing as Ru came into the workroom, he just had a bit of a chat with the girls and wanting to get to know where they are.
Listen, about that, do you think that Ariel is getting some sort of a villain edit?
I don't think so. I just think she's really airing how she's feeling.
But that being said,
yeah, we can
it's
say
coming
there is
across as a villain
Yeah.
edit now.
Yeah, this.
It's turning into very much Sharon Needles versus Fifi O'Hara. That's what it's turning into. Do you think Ariel is a villainess?
You know what? If I were in a situation like that and I had someone that was up at my throat, I wouldn't air it out the way she did. There's a way to do it, and there is a way to get over it. So in terms of how she was out and about it, I guess that could translate as a villain edit.
Okay, so to the people who didn't watch the episode, why? This is what happened. RuPaul went to go talk to the teams.
Yeah, he went to go stir the pot.
Okay, girl. Went to go stir the pot with Brooklyn's team, and Brooklyn's team basically just said that Silky is being way too much. Actually,
Ariel said
that
Silky
Silky's
is a
being
lot.
way too much. And so RuPaul took that piece of information,
Walked over, get these cookies, get these cookies, get these
went to
cookies.
the other team and said,
listen, girls.
listen up. This is what they said about you. So,
Get shook, get woke, have a reaction.
and now you need to remember that in Silky's team, you've got the likes of Scarlett, Vanjie, Mercedes, Silky herself,
Stop saying her name.
Evie, Akaria. You've got those girls
Yeah.
who are ready to snap. And Ru's coming and giving that piece of information, and Silky's
As bluntly as it is, and adding some extra spices to the mix, where there were some words that weren't actually said, but Ru was just like,
so come on, RuPaul, for being a producer trying to look for that good drama. So anyway, we get past all of that. The drama happens. Silky says her bit. We get to the rehearsal, the filming.
Whew. And the first people that we see on set is Brooklyn, I think, and it was Sugarcane. Sugarcane and Brooklyn are the first people we see on set, and a little bit of a lukewarm start from Brooklyn, but Brooklyn, in my mind, as strong as she was last week, it was a bit of a
Pullback.
yeah.
Yeah, she was very, very.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh my.
I felt like, in terms of her look, she really executed the look, and when you do that, you kind of want to balance both of the spectrum. You want to perform well, and you want to look well at the same time. Pretty much, she was a bit of a, I won't say lackluster, but she just wasn't as well as her looks were.
Well, this is the thing, Michelle. They always do this with every queen, but Michelle pinpointed the whole Beyonce what line, and then I actually started asking myself, did the script actually write Beyonce say what, or did it write Beyonce what? Because if I saw Beyonce what on the script,
You'd read it as.
I'd read it as that, and it also will probably take me a bit of time to realize the joke.
Yeah.
Or did they write BEYON and then say what, so that the joke is a little bit more obvious? Because I feel like we give a lot of these girls a hard time.
We give them eyes as
Yeah,
well.
we give them eyes, but also we need to remember that they probably are getting nothing, and they try to make everything work with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So, moving along, we see Brooklyn, she's pulling back in the episode, but Sugarcane is coming strong. She's showing us that her acting abilities are everything. Listen, I live for Auntie Sugar. I don't know her character name, but Sugarcane being that auntie, she had a few lines, but she made it work. I really, really like that.
Yeah.
Right? And then Ariel had a very tough time.
Rocky.
Ariel had a very tough time.
Girl.
It was literally
Girl.
girl.
And I think it was because, we have a lot of the, I don't like making it all racial and everything, but we have a lot of white, challenges in terms of like the shirt thing, and now when it's time to be black, I think that was her safe word to use to try and get her black stamp or her black card. And
I don't necessarily mean it was a black thing. I feel like with Ariel, she already has this very personality, but I don't think she knows how to interpret any other character.
yeah.
So the whole girl thing, I have a feeling that is actually just Ariel being Ariel. It's not Ariel playing a character, if you get what I'm saying.
We'll watch you, Ariel. We'll watch more of you.
Plastic Tiara. I feel like she had it easy in the sense that Brooklyn was literally just like, girl, give us a Vietnamese accent, and she was like, I know how to do this, I'm gonna make this work, I'm gonna play with it. The judges gagged for it, and by now we all know that the judges love a good fishy queen who can make them laugh.
Yeah, it was believable, it was unexpected as well, so I think the expectations for her to make us laugh were low, so anything that she could have done a fart joke and the judges could have laughed.
Yes, that's true. That's actually really true.
I think she did a good job in what she did, and she executed it, and when she was, you know, the whole tennis ball thing with her and Michelle, I think they asked her a few questions, and boom, she banged it back out the park with them, so it was really well in terms of how she handled how she was communicating with Michelle.
Then we move on to Raja, and she had her little Wakanda moments.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, next we have Evie Oddly. Listen, to be fine, it's just she got caught in the moment, she lost her lines. She was very unnecessary this episode. I mean, she got called out.
This is Raja we're talking
Raja.
about. Yeah.
She got called out by Evie for calling out Silky.
Yeah.
And I feel like that touched her a little bit. That really did touch her. Which, in my mind, she has no back leg to stand on, because I feel like Evie made a good point. If you're going to say something bad about a queen, say it in front of their face.
Especially to Ruse, say it in front of their face.
Say it in front of their face. And then when you get called out, don't get, like, you know, because you said it. And
props to Ariel, what you say.
You know, props to Ariel for saying, listen, bitch, I said this. But then she wasn't the only one who said it. And
there was no backup.
Yeah,
there was no backup.
For Ariel, for Roger to get defensive about it, but it's like, you said it as well. That's not on. But anyway,
next team I think was
Silky
Ganache's team.
Silky Ganache's team. Evie and Scarlett did their car scene. I enjoyed loving Evie so much. And the thing with Evie is, I feel like, and I know, she likes to push herself out of the box, and it's so easy for her to do that. It's so easy for her to push herself out of the box, and that's going to get her far into the competition.
I also enjoyed a fishier side to Evie as well.
Yes.
You know what, I'm going to say it right now, I am a bit of a Team Fish supporter, but she's doing everything. So she's going from, you know, conceptualized looks, she's going from ghostly type of looks, and she's going all the way to fish, and she's done all of them well.
Do you smell that?
What do we smell?
Do you smell that?
What do you smell?
I smell the winner.
Oh, okay.
Do you smell that?
You know what? Top 4, I do see her now. Yeah, I think we asked last week.
Yeah.
I do see her in the top 4. So if she keeps pushing what she's pushing without any cracks, she's definitely. And thank goodness this isn't All Stars, because you know, as soon as you get a little bit confident and a little bit good, the girls are coming for you. There's literally not even that, there's like, in my mind, there's a little bit of a marker on you, missile gone out the competition.
Well, the other queens have to vote. Here it's all about the judges, so that's cool. The next is Vanjie. Listen, the judges eat everything
all the time.
Says Vanjie could literally talk about anything, but because she's extra and she's got that voice going on.
The voice works for her.
They live. They absolutely live. I don't think she should be worried, but if you notice closely, Vanjie's actually shaking in this competition. Because I think because she's already been eliminated and she's already been through, well, a little bit of the process, she knows not to trip.
Yeah.
She knows that if she trips, that's her chance gone.
But also with that said, they also are aware that there's a huge fan base behind her.
Yeah,
so
and also, you know what? She's had time to fix herself. She's done her tours and got her money and bought the eloquence because, bitch, her looks are serving this season.
Yeah.
So she already knows not to trip and fall. She's coming into this game as if she's an all-star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Playing with a bunch of newbies.
Off one episode, guys.
Off of one
episode. And that doesn't always happen all the time, so props to her.
Michelle read Mercedes for her accent, but I don't know how I feel about that. Apples! You own everything!
You own everything! Honestly, I couldn't tell what she was saying.
I think she was meant to say opulent.
No, I know what she was saying. But in my mind, it sounded like ambulance. You earn everything. There's another one that I heard as well. I just want to check my notes properly. It just didn't make any sense.
It will forever stick in my head. I feel like this is Roxy Andrews' Shaw moment.
Yeah, you get the shawl and sequins. It was all of that.
It's all of that.
Up the lands, you earn everything. Up the lands.
Up the lands.
So it was one of those two, but yeah.
Right, moving on to Silky Ganache. She was very mad for me in this challenge. I expected her to give me a lot, especially because she's been a lot. So with this acting challenge, I really expected her to push through and for me to go, okay, she's also an actress. Scarlett had the biggest part in the scene, and then Silky decided to take that part, but I feel like she said, let me take a mediocre part that I don't have to try too hard and make sure that everyone in my team does right so that I won't get it.
But that mediocre part that she had a lot to say in that little bit of time, so that I think got in her head a bit. And it wasn't one of those parts where she could just be visually funny, which is something that I think she should be doing. Just being visually funny, saying that one-word liner.
Especially with that whole like teacup stirring. I felt like that was her moment.
That is her niche.
Yeah, that was her moment with the whole teacup, and the teacup got bigger and bigger.
Sorry.
We love our friends. We love our blood. We love our butter. But most of all, we love each other.
Do you remember what that was from?
Madeleine.
Madeleine! Okay, cool. Sorted.
Why aren't you sweating like a motherfucker?
Upland!
You earn everything! So, we get back into the workroom. The queens are getting ready for their fashion looks. And Evie basically calls out the other team and says, listen, y'all said something about Silky and
I'm not here for it.
And now you're not backing Ariel up. What do you think of that moment? Do you think Evie should have said something? Do you think it was right for Evie to say something?
Well, I always believe that if you're touched, air your touchedness in a nice way, or in a way that isn't so attacking. That's it. I don't think she was attacking. She was irritated, and she just said, listen girls, come in line. If you're gonna say something, say it to our faces and not behind our backs.
Especially if you're gonna go say it in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Moving straight along
to the runway!
And now, RuPaul.
First thing we see,
RuPaul. Mother Ru.
What did you think of Mother's look this week?
I lived for it.
Oh.
It was very African inspired. It was like a big long dashiki without an arm. I thought it was cute.
I wasn't here for it. It was kind of like, I want to be a little bit African. I mean, we've seen some African queens come into the show, and RuPaul, in my mind, she is Panther on the runway. Like, she could have really given us the full Panther on the runway, especially after having the challenge, the Black Panther in there. I mean, you know, as one of the titles, she could have really gone African, and with something we've never seen before.
But that being said, RuPaul's job is not to gag us from the runway. RuPaul's job is to be a damn good host and look presentable, which is what she does every single week.
I still want to gag moment.
Well, she's not a contestant. Let's just put it there. Okay, so this week's runway, the queens had to basically dress themselves up in their star sign. What's your star sign, girl?
I'm a Taurus. So what would you have done if you were... By the way, what's yours?
Thank you for asking me, I was waiting. I'm a Cancer and I get into my feels all the time. The first on the runway is Brooklyn and she's giving us some Pisces.
It was an okay look.
She gave me a fish out of water. She literally looked like the splash of water on her dress with the fish. But it was very arts and crafty. There was nothing clean and gaggy about it. It was just what it is.
My notes over here say Brooklyn looks cute, and it wasn't jaw to the floor type of look, but it was nice to just say.
It was smart. It was okay. Yeah.
It gave a little bit of a...
Yes.
It wasn't...
The next queen was Plastic Tiara, and she came on as Aries.
Now, I think earlier last week we saw, well, I was with you. Straight after the video, we looked at it and we were discussing that she does the same silhouettes, and she was on Instagram, and I looked at Instagram and they said, oh, so you guys think that Plastique has one silhouette? Look, So I looked at it and I gagged a little bit. I gagged this much.
It was the same thing.
And then I watched the actual episode and I was like,
It was the same.
this is just a bodysuit. Like, you guys read people for this.
It was the same bodysuit, it was the same boots. The only thing that she bought on that runway was the top piece upwards.
And I questioned the buying of that because that looks like Alyssa Edwards' drag of the future silver pot that she wore with the beaded wig.
Yeah, but because the judges love a fishy queen, they eat her up. Next was Raja O'Hara, and she came on with Capricorn. I lived for this look.
Gag.
Lived. The body was right, the hair was right, the face was right.
Living.
The boobs was
Living out
It
loud.
was. Listen, if Queen's gotta get her mad for her to come on the runway and do the right things, make her mad. Every single week.
Everything was right. Like, the way she moved those hooves, she gave me squiggly arms, but not like Tempest du Jour, just the right squiggly arms. And then she really gagged me with the makeup. You know, she had... Be serious.
Tempest.
That is someone's child.
That is someone's grandpa. Anyway, Raja O'Hara, we live for your look. It was nicely put together, well done.
Magnifique.
Next on the runway is Nina West, and she came on as a Leo.
I loved her Phoenix look. It was really gaggy.
No, you see, Nina, every single time I see her on the runway, she's giving me something lazy, and I don't even live for her personality that much. So in my mind, she's not gonna last long in this competition. I mean, for this runway, it was literally a black gown with that flame situation stuck on her and a headpiece. That was it.
She literally just wore... It just wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't. Anyway, and then straight after her, Honey Davenport comes in and shows her how a Leo should really be dressed.
Honey Dab.
She did the right things.
things.
She used the reference of a lion's mane on the hair. That was beautiful. Her face was also kind of beaked like a cat situation. Her body was beautifully shaped,
Everything was correct.
bedazzled. It was beautiful. I got the lion
I didn't have
reference.
to ask. I didn't
didn't.
know what Nina was. And you know, the way they were, they went in one after the other. So it was like the wrong and the right.
Yes.
And if they were standing on opposite side of the runway, like as they're about to enter, like I would have looked at the other girl and be like, girl, what you is?
What you trying to do? Next is...
Sugar cane, sugar cane, sugar cane.
Okay, so Sugar Cane's lazy. What?
Are we cancelling her?
Wow, I didn't even mean to cancel her, but my mouth cancelled her. What I meant to say was Sugar Cane's look was very lazy.
I don't think it was lazy. It was a bit of a get-up. It was very club.
But it didn't read Scorpio for me.
It
didn't read Scorpio for me. Friend, that was high-key a bodysuit.
All she needed to do, like, if she had that like hair segmented like a scorpion tail, maybe. All you needed to do was cut out cardboard, and just put them on as gloves, and that's all I needed from you. If you were that lazy, find a piece of cardboard and give me clothes, you would have sold me.
Okay. If she had something on her that referenced a scorpion, it would have sold the look and locked it up nicely.
I was getting Martian meets Janet Jackson meets Do You Like My Style? Yeah, sexy, sexy, sexy. So no.
The next on the runway was Ariel Versace, and she gave us Aries. Now, Ariel Versace, I loved everything upwards. I did not like anything below that. It didn't feel complete to me. In my mind, I felt like it could have either been a tutu, or maybe it needed a tail, or I don't know, maybe it needed better boots, or I just don't know. But there was something below that it didn't read well. But everything upwards, beautiful, stunning, cartoonish, clean. It was anime, it was beautiful, I loved it. But everything below didn't really register nicely for me. The next was Silky Ganache. I did not like this look. There was nothing about this look that I liked. She presented Capricorn. it took me a very long time to read Capricorn. I didn't like it.
My notes say Silky was cute, but it was all over the place. But it was a safe look. That's all I can say about that look. Moving on.
Next up is Evie Oddly. I loved what Evie Oddly wore on the runway. I loved it. She gave me Cats from Cats. Evie came on with that look. It was conceptual, it was beautiful, but we kind of knew that she was going to bring something conceptual, but the beautiful thing is we never know what
it is, and it's always different. Like, she had one contact lens on and her natural eye on, and it just
she
was pieces. Really good.
Right, the next one was a Vanjie Mateo. Vanjie work. A lot of red already this season. I mean, it's only been 2 episodes, but still, I think red is just her color. I loved it. I loved it. She came on and she gave us Libra, and she had those flower petals. Listen, Vanjie put in a lot of work on her looks this season, and we can see it. And her looks, her personality, that is going to push Vanjie far in this competition. I loved every single thing about that look. I even loved the little baby hairs that came out. I loved actually the fact that she had those baby hairs there, so it gave us an illusion that, listen, I've got a full-on wig underneath here.
Yes.
And it wasn't just,
boy,
you know?
Yeah. And it was also a bit of a toot in my mind, Sasha Velour, like with the roses.
It was, it was very.
It was just like,
Velour,
hey, Sasha, how you doing?
The next on the runway is Kyria Davenport. I have an opinion about this dress. If she had just left the gown as it is without those 2 pieces of filet mignon fish stuck on her, it would have been perfect. She had like this pageant dress situation going on with that big pageant hair, and then these 2 grade 1 poster fish stuck on her. And as I saw her working up at the runway, I just said in my mind, I was like, please take it off. I just want to get on the runway and snatch it off the dress. It would have her dress already gave us fish, literal fish. It would have been fine if she just did the gown and the hair and maybe gave us like scale makeup, and that's it.
To me, it looked like a quintessential pageant dress.
Yes.
And if you were going to represent Under the Sea, or if the category was, you know, where you're from, and you're from a beach, Bahama, or whatever type of place, she was that. And her hair was good, her makeup was good, everything was good. But I second you with those fish. They were just really out of place. If she wanted to be fishy, give us a fin, or, you know, when we turn around and we gag because you got some scale fin thingies going out, and maybe like a bit of a headpiece similar to what you did last week, but just fishier this time.
And she gave us Pisces, by the way. Next is Mercedes Iman Diamond. She gave us Sagittarius. Upland! It was not Upland's friend. It was not Upland. It was not.
Wow.
I have nothing to say about that look. I don't even know. I couldn't find a Sagittarius. Okay, apart from the bow, that shaky bow,
it looked like pieces of fabric. That outfit looked like it could have been an outfit from last week. Actually, her outfit from last week that she made was better than the outfit that she chose. It's a bit shaky and a bit scary because you're making this with the stuff that you're finding there, and then something that you're ready for, you've been told, pack this look with you.
That's what you bring. Anyway, so she gave us that look. I wasn't too pleased about it. Right away, I knew she was going to be in the bottom. But anyway, the next queen on the runway is... And she is giving us Aries.
I don't have any notes for her.
I didn't know what to say about that outfit.
Except
that patch of glitter.
I was confuzzled.
That patch of glitter felt like a last-minute decision.
And then she decided to do the most and step on her dress. And I'm like, if that's a dress that's made for you and it comes off like that, was that supposed to be a reveal situation?
What happened there? Okay, you know what? These things do happen. at shows, at
Your whole
pageants and
dress?
stuff.
Gone.
I don't know. I think there is absolutely nothing to think about it.
In my mind, that piece of fabric was hot glued on.
She literally, the wig that she had was a shaking girl wig. She put 2 horns on and called it a day.
Macaroni.
She gave us it was macaroni. She gave us a gypsy top with a gypsy detachable skirt. It was actually fabric wrapped around her waist, if you think about it.
And here's my thing, she saw Vanjie come in with the glitter chest. Surely ask Vanjie, how did you do that? Look, girl, I'm trying to get into these cookies.
It still feels like that was
She
a very
literally just
last
went,
minute option. Yeah, it's like 10 seconds before get on stage, go.
You know, you get those ladies that, you know, I don't know, they put the baby powder on there. It was literally that.
It wasn't cute, girl. So again, saw her, didn't live. Right? The next is Scarlett, and she showed us Pisces, I live. She gave us some fantasy on the runway. She
transformed that runway.
She transformed the runway. She made it hers. She gave us an under the sea background. She gave us the full-on fantasy. She was a little mermaid swimming through the sea, and the bubbles were the water, and she was having a great time. She looked good. She looked beautiful. Again, she gave us those pancake boobs, but it was beautifully done. Girl, you gagging about them pancake boobs. At least she changed her color this time. She gave us blue pancake boobs, but
Cool. So what was your right of the week? The one.
the one that there were 2.
Sorry, we have rights and the wrongs. So if you're in the rights, you've done a good job. And if you've done the wrongs, we do not care for you or your look.
So I have 2. My first, oh no, I should have 3. I have 3. Can I have 3?
I'm giving you eyes.
I'm sorry. I can have them. I need them.
Okay, what were your top 3?
My 3 that stick out for me is Scarlet Envy with her Build a Look.
And pancakes.
Raja O'Hara with her slick horn situation. And the third one was Evie Oddly with that cat look. Those are the top 3 for me.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, my top would be Raja. And I'm sifting through again in my memory. Yeah, Raja's the one, I think, in my mind. She really stood out. She spoke for what she was meant to be. And yeah, I think everyone was just really, it was a safe runway this time around.
It was a very safe runway, but it is very early in the competition.
Yeah.
If you bring out the big guns now.
Now, what are you bringing out later on? And
Yeah.
what was your wrong of the week?
Mercedes. She was out of all the girls. Yeah.
I'm walking out with Nina West. Like I didn't need you this week.
Okay, you know what? When
All
you
the
say it
right
like that,
things, all the right things for the wrong runway.
yeah. All right, so we get into the gig of it all, and the winners are Evie Oddly
And Scarlett! Give it up!
Do you think they deserve that win?
They carried their challenges and they gave us character and dimension, and that is a lot for this week.
Yes, and then the bottom 2 were Montrese and Mercedes Iman Diamond. This is the second time Kahana is now in the bottom 2. How do we feel about this?
Kahana, we're looking at you like
This
this.
is the second time she's in the bottom 2. I feel that when you're in the bottom, in the next episode, it's either you bring it because you never want to go back there again, or the next time you lip sync a girl, you best pull all the tricks out. You best put all the tricks. So the 2 girls lip sync, it's Kahana versus Mercedes Iman.
And what did they lip sync to?
You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. Ambulance! The girls lip sync to lip syncist.
Lip synceth.
Right, they did the thing, and it kind of looked like it was going both ways, and then Mercedes done turned it out. She pulled that wig that we didn't need to give us a right wig, which made her look a little bit better. And I asked myself, why didn't you just come on the runway with that look? Yeah. Hannah's now gone home. We're sorry, girl. We are down 2 girls now. There are 13 girls left in the competition.
Finally, going through those runways was like so much. Can I just have a ball and have a lot, like,
and just eliminate like
5 girls? But yeah, we're down to 13.
13 girls. The competition is getting harder. We'll see you next time. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you on another not.
No, they need to also send us some names. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you same time next week on the...
I'm still shook.
I want the nudes. Don't you want nudes?
Get those cookies,
Get those cookies, get those cookies, get
We'll see you on
cookies,
we'll see you on another Not So Review.
Bye.
Love ya. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Subscribe.
And like, and then
and avalanche. You own